Hello everyone, it's NewBlayer7, and today I'll be doing a VOD review of Silversnow playing Ana in gold. Let's just get into it.
Stick to the plan, and if you get into trouble, I'll bail you out.
I'm not sure what you're trying to do here. Maybe you're trying to see if they have snipers? I really hope you're not going to hold this position, because it's far too much risk with barely any reward.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
By putting yourself in this position, you are at risk of getting one shot. If they have any one-shot characters, which they do, they have a Hanzo, but you don't know that yet, so I mean, that's okay if you don't know that yet. It's just putting yourself in a position where you can get one shot for barely any reward. There's no reason to do it. What's going to happen is, if they're Hanzo or if they have a Widow and they one-shot you, they're likely going to take first point. And if they don't, then you're probably going to get 1 or 2 shots in on them. That's going to give you like 3 to 5% ult charge. Is that really worth the risk of losing first point? Even if you're playing Widow and you could one-shot them back, there's no reason to take this position, because you're putting yourself at risk of losing first point, and all you're going to get from it is them waiting 12 seconds to respawn. Like if the Hanzo just shot you there, and he was good enough to headshot you, you'd be dead. From coming down from high ground, you should take a position that's more to the left. This way, that people coming from the hotel can't pressure you. Like, see this Moira's coming from the hotel? If their Hog had come from the hotel and hooked you, you could have died. Like right there, that Hog just missed. Their Genji could have dived you, and you would be dead. If you were more towards the left, that wouldn't have happened, because they wouldn't have been able to be close enough to you, and you could play. There's a little red phone booth to the left of you, and you could play that as cover. Where you are right now is really good. You have LS with your team, so you can heal them, and the enemy can't hit you. Okay, but going for that sleep, what's the point? You don't have nades, so you can't purple him. Your teams can't follow up. You don't have a Roadhog hook or anything like that. And all you just did was put yourself in front of like 5 of the enemies and get 25 fire for it. You could have died very easily right there. That was a good nade with that Orisa pull, but you could have done that from further back anyways, so there's no reason of pushing up. You should be further back right now. There's no reason to be in front of your Orisa. You didn't even notice your Orisa was low because you were in front of him. Your Sombra just asked for healing. You gotta be aware of those voice lines. Okay, you had nade that entire time. Why didn't you use it right as you got hooked? That would have given you so much more time. He missed his first shot, and you were just trying to dodge the entire time. You didn't shoot back, you didn't use your nade. That nade would have bought you a lot more time, and it would have made him purple so he couldn't use heal. It might have even bought you enough time to use your sleep on him. And even if you weren't going to use nade at all, you completely forgot you had the cooldown. You should be shooting him, not just dodging. Why are you going to the left away from your team? I don't understand. You're like flanking on Ana. For what? Okay, that's a big nade. But again, you don't have to be up there to do that. Okay, the Genji bladed, and your Lucio saved you. So the first thing you should do once you have that beat drop is get back to your team. You're putting yourself, by going for that health pack for no reason, you're putting yourself far too close to the enemy team, and now it's going to take you forever to get behind shield and get into safety. And you're wasting too much time, even after you went for the health pack. Now you're in a horrible position. As Ana, you want to be playing near the back of point. Oftentimes, you're on by yourself on some flank, or just too far up. Okay, your team has lost this. You should be backing up. You got close spawn. It's going to take you forever to come back if you get long spawn. Now, your team's going to have to wait 30 plus seconds for you to come back. And if their team was good, they'd all be pushing up, and your team would get staggered as well. See, now you're going to have to wait for your reset. You're just giving them so much cart time, when all you should have done was back up and let them take first point and regroup. Luckily, the rest of your team didn't get rode over. It's only your Orisa. You didn't need to use nade there. There's no reason. Your D.Va's not about to die. Right now, you can be further back. You can be near where they have to move cart to take second point. You can be around that area. See, because you were so close to your tanks for no reason, you get grabbed. And Ana and Grav doesn't have anything to really help her. Luckily, nobody's focusing you. And I like how you waited to use your nade. But why are you over here? Right after the grab, I mean, you should have died in the grab, but we're just going to ignore that. You shouldn't keep going to the left. You should stay using this corner as cover. You're just putting yourself out in the open for no reason, and now this soldier's going to kill you. You're playing Ana far too aggressively.
Group up with me.
Like, right here. This is a place where you should have been that last fight. This way, you wouldn't have gotten grabbed, and you wouldn't have been in a position where the soldier up here, if he's shooting you, you can go over here, and you're safe. Or if they decide to just run into your team, you are in a safe position where you're not getting focused, and you can heal the people who are getting focused.
Just a scratch, you'll be fine.
Enemy on my radar.
Again, their hog missed a hook, which is lucky for you, but because you're all the way out in the open, it's very easy for the hog to have the opportunity to hook you. And you should eliminate that opportunity by being in a better position. Okay, you got two picks. You have LS with the Zarya. Why are you pushing into the Zarya? You can still do damage from the Zarya further back.
You're powered up. Get in there.
You just got 3 kills. Why are you nano boosting? You don't need to nano boost. You already won this fight.
I'm out of here.
Where did that Ana nade come from? You have walls. You know where the Ana is. That's a massive advantage you have. I don't know why you're missing these shots.
This is going to hurt.
Okay, it's good that you disengaged from that because they had Winston. But right now, you don't need to be right next to your Reinhardt. You're not playing Zarya. You need to be further back.
EMP activated.
60 seconds.
A lot of these sleeps you're shooting are not having any impact because you're missing, because you don't know if you're actually going to hit the sleep. The only sleep that I remember you hitting is on their Roadhog, and to do that, you put yourself in a horrible position. So when you're shooting sleeps, make sure you're going to hit them before you actually shoot them. That Roadhog had a bunch of cover, and you didn't know if you could have hit it. So why not choose a different target that you know you're gonna hit instead of choosing target that's a very low chance of you hitting? Like this Winston right here. If you had sleep, or the Genji, might be a little bit harder of a target, but he's right in the open. Right there, that's sleep. Who are you shooting? You just shot it down main like it's a Zen volley or something. Why? Choose a target, shoot it at them when they are in a position where you know you can hit them. I'm not asking you to have perfect accuracy, but I'm asking you to shoot when you know you can actually have the opportunity of hitting. Like that, I can see why you want to do that.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay, that Moira was focusing you down, but instead of getting into cover, you just dilly-dally in this hallway. You could have gone to the right, you could have gone to the left. You have these walls as cover from her beam. See, that's really good, now that you did that. Although you should have done it earlier. Okay, I like that you shot the sleep, but I don't understand how you missed it. Maybe because he charged?
Ahorita regreso.
That was a pretty hard stomp. I don't think you guys are going to lose this game. This is, I think this is going to be a pretty convincing victory, which isn't the best kind of video to do a VOD review on. Although I guess it's fine because you're making a bunch of mistakes.
Enemigo detectado.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend your objective A.
Enemigo detectado.
Okay, your ball goes in and feeds. Nothing you can do about that. You couldn't even have helped him in any way. So you just have to not tilt. Not 100% sure what you're waiting for. You were put in a position where you could have got pulled, although their Orisa messed up the pull and only hit the Widow. This is a really good position to hold, but you have to be using cover. Right now you're far too out in the open for no reason. And right there, you didn't wait for the health back. It was very close to getting there. I don't see why you couldn't have waited the extra second to get it. Your Sombra has been spamming I need healing this past 10 seconds or so. You gotta listen for those callouts. What are you doing? Okay. Right now, there are 3 or 4 enemy players who have LS with you, so they can shoot you. Luckily, you have a Diva and a Lucio in front, so they're probably going to be taking the damage. But in any case, what you should be doing is trying to get out of that line of sight. Why are you walking into them? You're putting yourself in so much danger. This is a good position to hold because you actually have cover when you're shooting that McCree. But walking in, you should just let your Diva be. You'll put yourself in far too much danger. Two people are critical right now. Why are you trying to DPS? Against something you're not hitting. Like, your Lucio really needs healing, your Diva really needs healing, and your position is far too much in the open. Look how many enemies have the possibility of shooting you. You have to remove a line of sight. I don't know how you're not dying. I like how you waited to take that shot. Waited to make sure that you were gonna hit it. You're at like 30 health. You should use your nade on yourself. This Hanzo could kill you and then you just have to be waiting. Why aren't you using your nade? It's all charged as well.
I will keep you healed. Walk the dog.
What was the point of using that nade? The Lucio booped you away. You weren't sure if you're gonna hit him because he's flying in the air, but you do it anyway. And it's not like the Lucio is gonna do enough damage where, or he did enough damage where you were low enough that you need to use a nade on yourself. I like that nade, although you probably should have done it earlier right as your D.Va got hooked. That way you had a higher chance of you nading the Roadhog as well. That's a sleep dart I think you should have hit. I like that use of the nade to pressure that Hanzo away from there. He was causing some problems, or he could have caused even more problems. What? Was this like a meme or something? Is this a joke? Why? He's like half health. And you decided to nano him as he's running back to point? What? Did your team already decide they won? I can understand that if it was just for fun, but from a purely competitive standpoint, that was really dumb. That's the sleep you hit? But you miss all the other shots? What?
No one can hide from my sight.
I like how you go back and you notice that the Hanzo is pressuring your Widow. But you miss so many shots and you decide the only thing you hit is a sleep. It's just so confusing. Okay, you're in a really weird position, but the only thing you can do is hold it. I like how you... Okay, I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, but that was extremely smart of moving back and pretending like you're going the long way around. If that's what you meant, that was really good. I think you should have hit that sleep, but that was a really big purple. And they see 9. I don't think that was a very even game, but I guess it's alright. I think there's still a lot of things you need to improve on, essentially every single aspect. Usually when I do VOD reviews, there's 1 or 2 things that the person's doing wrong, but in this case, it's kind of everything. Your aim is probably your strongest thing, but that 1v1 against the Hanzo was pretty confusing for me. You need to work on your sleep darts. I think you slept 2 enemies the entire game, the Hanzo and the Hog. You gotta make sure you can hit those before you shoot them. A lot of times you shot them, but you weren't sure if you can hit them. Your nade usage was alright, but I think the biggest problem you have is positioning. You are too far up. You need to play more back if you're going to play Ana. When you're playing Ana, you don't have to flank. There's rarely a reason to. And it's not like your aim is so god tier like that you can actually DPS and get picks from flanking. Most of the time where you flank, you're looking to do a sleep dart or to throw a nade, which you could easily do from a different position where you're more safe. I think the number 1 thing you have to work on is just playing more back. It's really as simple as that. Just make sure you're not right next to the main tank. Make sure you're not in front of your main tank. It's not like you're doing one thing horribly wrong. It's just you're doing everything a little bit wrong. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, dislike, comment, and subscribe. I will be doing a self-VOD review soon, so stay tuned for that. And it's probably going to be coming from my stream, which is linked in the description. I hope to see you guys next time.